Hey guys, time to make a video. Been hearing a lot of stuff, especially last weekend in Washington, D.C., the several different uh, pro-free speech, anti-political violence rallies going on, and I'm seeing a real trend in the different factions of the right fighting with each other. And I'm concerned about it. We had this when Trump was running for president, we had this uniting force. We knew if we did not elect Trump, everything could very well be lost. But we got him elected. And now 5-6 months have passed or more. And people are wanting, I guess the natural human instinct is to fight. So we have guys like Mike Cernovich and Richard Spencer trash talking each other on Twitter, and I don't take sides in that whatsoever, not at all. I'm not alt-right, I'm not alt-white, and I do not take part in their trash talking. I disagree with both of them on some fundamental things. I respect each one of their right to speak, and I would love to have either one of them be part of a rally that I do. And now I also understand that this can be a touchy issue, especially people who are of different ethnic background than I am. When you have someone like Richard Spencer talking about a white ethno-state, you know, I mean that's going to create issues. I mean that's going to create problems with someone who isn't white. And I understand that. And that's why I think that an ethno-state isn't realistic. I just don't think that it's the time. It's just not realistic right now. Not in the United States of America. We have too much variance. We have too many cultures mixed together here. There has to be another way. There has to be another way to come together. There has to be another way to be a voting bloc other than trying to chunk up people according to their race. All through history, there's always been exceptions of the rule. Even back in the 1850s, when black people were slaves, except for the free, there was always those few black people that had their own plantations, their own slaves. There was times when black people weren't allowed to use restrooms or eat in restaurants. There was always those exceptions of the people that did. The point that where everyone accepted them as one of them, even if it was against the status quo. The point I'm trying to make is you cannot compartmentalize everyone like that. There's too many exceptions, and it causes too many issues. No, enough of that. But I see that at this time, right now, neither the alt-right nor the alt-right has control of any significant part of a government. Yes, we won the Great Meme War. We have influence online, but PewDiePie is still has 54 million subscribers and is getting as many views as all of us put together, for the most part. So we sure don't have the majority of the population. And do we need them? Well, maybe not. Maybe we can make it with 10%, 15%. But it's questionable whether we have that. And especially when it comes to voting, we definitely need more than that. Fighting a war, we could probably do it with 10%. Winning an election, we got to have our 51%. So we have a long way to go. And it irritates me that Mike Cernovich and Richard Spencer's are being babies and fighting with one another like crybabies, both of them equally to blame. And both of them say, well, everyone attacks me all the time online. As soon as I say something back, then I'm the bad guy. Well, quit fighting. Reach out. I understand the alt-right is extremely concerned. Guys like Mike Cernovich, he's extremely concerned that the mainstream media will demonize him for sharing a platform with Richard Spencer. But they're going to do it anyway. They do it anyway every day. Who cares? there's a lot of shills online. There's a lot of those Pepe the Frog shills online who are very much use inflammatory racist speech. I hope that most of those are trolls. They probably aren't all. And so how would I say it? I don't like the alienation right now. I just don't see the point in the alienation. I want us to find something to focus on, to fight together once again, and quit nitpicking. Both sides. Quit nitpicking and quit pointing out the weakness of the other. Because you know what? Just like Jack Posobiec and Laura Loomer got tremendous pushback against their storming the stage at the Shakespeare in the Park. Do I agree with it? I don't know. I mean, a little social justice warrior-y, a little bit, yeah. And maybe someone could look at it as trying to block free speech. I say let them do what they want to do. You know, the left does it and makes no excuses for it. Let them fight back the way they see fit. Now, if they start advocating to shut it down, then it becomes a free speech issue. And we can't tolerate that. If that becomes a free speech issue, they try to shut down the left and say you can't have the Shakespeare in the Park, then they're doing the same thing that the left does to us. But to protest it, you know, I probably wouldn't do that. But we're never going to agree, guys, on our tactics. We're not all going to agree to use the exact same tactics. We have to have a little bit of leniency on these issues. You know, unless someone goes off the deep end and starts advocating anti-gun, anti-free speech, anti-American rhetoric. When they start doing that, then yes, then you're our enemy. But as long as you're working for the same goal, we can't always criticize people for their strategy, even if we don't quite agree with it, unless we see some bad repercussions. And I haven't seen any yet. I want everyone to be a little bit more, not quite so harsh on each other. We are still fighting for the same side. You know, Richard Spencer's gotten very, very negative toward the alt-right. It's a big problem. We were a voting bloc together that got Trump elected, whether you like the alt-right or not. They helped us get Trump elected. The alt-right is nowhere near as strong as the alt-right. I'm not neither one. I'm a hardcore cultural nationalist. And I see both sides. And I see the weaknesses of both sides. I've been heavily indoctrinated in politics for the past 18 years. So I don't get offended by politics. I know both sides of it, but I also like to see people treated well. I don't want to see alienation more than it has to be. Sometimes it may have to come to that, but if it's not necessary. Right now, we still need to stick together. We haven't even won. Trump's elected. He's not even able to. The deep state's still running things. We still have a lot of battles left to fight. A lot of war left. We're not crushing the enemy. We're not in their trenches, bayoneting them and driving them into the river yet. Once we charge the parapets, bayonet and stab them and run them into the river, then if you want to fight each other, hey, we can talk about it then. That's it for now. Peace.